Hi, my name is Dr. Julia Charles. I graduated last year in the Czech Republic. It is going to be exactly 1 year since graduation in about, I think, 6 days or 7 days. And I have not worked a single shift since graduating. That is insane. So, since graduating, I started a health media company, and a health media company that does digital marketing, medical illustrations, content production, social media management, paid ads, etc. And I want to document the process of getting to this point and now trying to build this into more. So I will just give, first of all, the first like 2 minutes I wanted to speak. I want to give a rundown of basically everything that I've been up to since I graduated. So I graduated July 1st, 2025, and then 18 days later, I had my 25th birthday on the 19th of July. And then the night before, actually, the night before my birthday, I made the first ever video for my business called WIM Studio. Oh my gosh, it has been a minute since I posted here on my YouTube channel. So I just thought that, yeah, I'll do a sit down kind of talking video, no edits, and just introduce myself again, I guess, back into my YouTube channel. I have basically had this channel since I was 14, and I was documenting my life. I still kind of am using this to document my life, but I don't really know what this is going to become now. There's actually no strategy in place, and I think that that's kind of a bad thing because yeah, anyway, Hi, my name is Dr. Julia Charles. I graduated last year in the Czech Republic. It is going to be exactly 1 year since graduation in about, I think, 6 days or 7 days. And I have not worked a single shift since graduating. That is insane. So, since graduating, I started a digital health media company, and a health media company that does digital marketing, medical illustrations, content production, social media management, paid ads, etc. And I want to document the process of getting to this point and now trying to build this into more. So I will just give, first of all, the first like 2 minutes I wanted to speak. I want to give a rundown of basically everything that I've been up to since I graduated. So I graduated July 1st, 2025, and then 18 days later, I had my 25th birthday on the 19th of July. And then the night before, actually, the night before my birthday, I made the first ever video for my business called WIM Studio. Then that month, I did a video, I think a free 5 video edits for different people on social media. And prior to this, 6 months before this, I was already doing video editing for an aesthetic clinic in London. And then in August, I worked with my first ever client with my business, doing social media management for an aesthetic clinic. And then the next 2 months I did a social media management, and also it was content production, and I was the producer, but I was the videographer, and also the video editor for a startup in Leeds. I was also managing their website in that time too. So twice a month I would go to Leeds and we'll do street interviews, and I've actually grown to really like street interviews. I think mainly because I was doing them with my brother, so my brother and I were getting paid to do this, and I just find it really fun. It's a way for me to have like spend time with my brother and also do this. So it was really interesting, and it's something that I am trying to push for potential clients coming in, and also for the current clients we have right now, because it's just a way of getting in, while telling people on ground, like it's OG marketing way, right? Telling people on ground about your products, but also filming it and having the opportunity to maybe things go viral. But obviously I never, to my clients, clients anyway, I never tell them that the goal is never to just go viral. You need to, if you're trying to go viral, like, you have to have a plan in place so that you're going viral and it makes sense. But anyway, and then I went to Zanzibar for my mom's birthday for 50th, and then I think this vlog is already up, so you can click anywhere or just go on my account and you see that. And then when I came back, I kind of like had nothing. I was not working on any project or anything. It was really, really sad. I lost my granddad, and then when we came back from Zanzibar, I had a month and we went to Nigeria. It was my first time going to Nigeria since we moved to the UK. So it was literally 12 years. Was it 12 years? 13. Oh my gosh. 13 years since we left Nigeria, and then I went back to the UK. I went back to Nigeria for my granddad's funeral. Yeah, so that was that. And when I came back from that, it was quite sad, like, because again, I had nothing, and I'm someone, I think probably because of medical school and all the things I did during medical school, I was always having some kind of job or doing some kind of side hustle. So it was really hard to not do anything. That is not who I am. I'm someone that likes to do things, and I like being active. So I think the past year has kind of grounded me in that way, and I've barely left my house. Like, everything I've done has just been from my laptop at home. Yeah, I like doing things, and yeah, so I kind of went into a slump, a depressive slump, and I came out of that briefly and then went back in. But it was hard. Like, the first year after graduating is really hard. I think that people need to know that when they're graduating. I knew I wanted to start my business. I knew I wanted to do this, and I knew it was gonna take me some time before I ever worked a shift in the hospital. So I wanted to plan, and I planned a little bit before that this was what I was going to do. So I wasn't surprised. This has not taken me unannounced or like anything. Like, it was something that I knew was going to happen. So my plan was to start this business, and is what I'm doing right now. So in when I started the business, I actually did not want to lead with my medical degree. I just wanted to just do the things that I've been doing for myself. So I've been making websites. The first ever money I made on socials or ever was from drop shipping. So I was drop shipping like sunglasses and t-shirts, and I was selling that, and I was like, okay, I really want to do this, so let me like put my energy into focusing on building something. So yeah, so in when that started, I really wanted that to be separate from my medical degree and my medical identity. So I didn't really want to use my, like, the fact that I'm a medical doctor, because I didn't want that to, like, it, like, okay, you're a medical doctor, so what? And I actually had someone tell me, okay, you're a medical doctor, so what? Like, why should someone come to you? And I wasn't able to really like put it into words. But a lot of doctors that want to start posting on social media or doing anything content or building their business, they are always scared of what they can and cannot post. And throughout medical school, I would post content, and before I'll release it, I would always make sure that I have the right content, medical information was correct, that anything I'm not going against any GMC guidelines, and I'll send it to my doctors to cross check. So I'd make sure that all the content that is put up on my social media page was evidence-based, like medical content. And that is what I do now for my clients, because that is the difference between coming to a doctor-led agency versus anyone else. Anyway, back to what I was saying. And then in January, the client I had in January was a interior designing client, and we're not able to work together. And after 2 weeks, I sent him a letter. I told him, I'm sorry, I can't really work with you guys. There's a lot of AI manipulation things that they wanted. I'm not against AI, but I'm against using it to give like a false narrative or something. I think that if you are going to use AI, you should let people know that it's been made with AI. This was interior designing. They wanted before and afters made by AI. And no, I think interior designing, medical aesthetic aesthetics using AI, or even in medicine or in healthcare using AI to do a before and after, that's not correct. I am not, I don't, that's not something I agree to. So I wasn't able to work with them that way. So I actually had to leave. Yeah, so that is what I, yeah, and then I cold called a clinic in England, and I started working with them, and I've been working with them since then. And I've also been working with another aesthetic clinic, and I've been building websites as well for clients. And I guess that's kind of taken us to here. Actually, no, it has not taken us to here. Oh my gosh, I also started a women's health platform. I am building a women's health platform. It is called Ima Ready. Ima Ready is basically a prep tool for the GP appointment, and it's your chance to write down what you want to ask the doctor, prepare yourself, because sometimes people are not able to think properly when they're waiting for the doctors, or because like you've waited this long time to go to the doctor and you are finally there, you just kind of like go blank with like in front of the doctor. And it's something that I've heard, even medical professionals, even myself, you go blank, you don't know what to say, and it's a bit difficult to really portray yourself like to the doctor. So I built an app to help with that. Currently it's actually an MVP, it's not really the app. I mean, people have tested it, they've given me feedback. I actually wrote a research paper on it, well, not a paper, a poster on it, and it has been accepted into the RCGP. If I actually do finally get into medicine, I mean, I am in medicine, but if I finally get a job in medicine, I would like to become a GP, a general practitioner, or I would like to go down the gynecology route, or actually research route, because I actually quite enjoy it. I think when I say research, I don't mean like looking at enzymes and stuff. I don't no, that's not my ministry. I want to do more speaking to people, gathering information, and that's the type of research I enjoy. And I have really enjoyed the last 6-ish months of working on Ima Ready. So yeah, and then I went to the Black Inequalities Health event in London, and when I went there, I met the NHS digital innovation team, and I listened to everything they had to say. I met a journalist actually there. It was really interesting. We're now connected. I met loads of different people, but before the event, the reason why I mentioned this event, before the event, I went into dry cleaners, and I was speaking to him about I actually was trying to help him with something, because I just kept seeing how people were coming in. He was a bit flustered and frustrated with something. So I was like, oh, like, can I help you? And I helped him with something. And then after, he was like, oh, so what do you do? And I told him about myself and everything I do. And long story short, we're working together now in building a platform. So that's everything I've kind of been up to the last year, I guess. I haven't documented a lot. I haven't posted anything on this account actually, but I do want to come back. I don't know how many times I'm going to come back, but I actually got the DJI camera. This is mainly selfishly because my other camera, I don't know if you remember, so my camera is this camera I had since medical school, and actually since before medical school. I left the charger in the Czech Republic, so that's fantastic. So I mean, I could buy a charger, but I just have not bought the charger. But this camera I have wanted like since before the end of medical school, like probably since my first year of medical school, and I finally bought it. So I'm really, really excited to use it for myself, but also for clients. So if you are someone that's ambitious and are thinking about building a business or businesses like I am, and you want to just know what a doctor is doing that's not in the traditional route. I am 25. I will graduate, well, not graduate, well, graduate to the next level, but that's not what I mean. That was a mistake. I am going to turn 26 next month, so basically in like a month's time. And if you'd like to follow me on my journey to building my life, my dream life, and being an entrepreneur is something I've always wanted to do, and also navigate myself in medicine too, please subscribe to this channel, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Oh, please stay tuned because this Friday, so today is currently Wednesday, so this Friday I'm going to London and I'm going to be there for an entire week, and I'm so excited. I'm actually going on a budget because I spent all my money buying this camera and I've only got £300 right now to spend in London. So yeah, that's insane. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for listening to this video, and welcome if you're new. And hi, I'm sorry for running away if you're an old subscriber. But anyway, bye guys.